When the United States Navy struck Caracas at 3 a.m. on Saturday, the world expected a response from the East. We expected Beijing to mobilize. We expected stern warnings about sovereignty. We expected the Chinese Navy to move. But instead, we got silence. For 48 hours, Xi Jinping has said nothing. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has issued only a generic statement calling for calm. This silence is not an accident. It is a confession. Tonight, we are investigating the darkest theory of the 2026 conflict, the betrayal. Evidence is mounting that Nicolas Maduro was not just defeated by American missiles, he was sold out by his oldest ally. To understand why, you have to look at the money. Venezuela owes China over $60 billion. For a decade, Beijing has kept the regime on life support, accepting cheap oil as payment, but the oil infrastructure is broken. Maduro was no longer an asset, he was a liability. He was a bad investment that would never pay off. Intelligence insiders are now whispering about a back-channel meeting that took place in by last month between US and Chinese diplomats. The theory is terrifyingly simple, the grand bargain. Think about it. What does China need most right now? Cheap energy. A chaotic, sanctioned Venezuela produces nothing. But a US-occupied Venezuela, one where Chevron and Exxon fix the pipelines, that Venezuela pumps 3 million barrels a day, the global price of oil drops, and who is the world's biggest importer of oil? China. By doing nothing, Beijing saves billions in energy costs. They traded a useless dictator for cheap gas. But there is a second, more dangerous layer to this. By letting the US get bogged down in a South American occupation, China frees up its own hands in the Pacific. While Washington is busy building a new government in Caracas, the Taiwan Strait has never been quieter. Maduro thought he was a partner. In reality, he was just a pawn on a chessboard, and when a pawn becomes useless, you sacrifice it to save the king. The US may have fired the missiles, but it was China who unlocked the door. The era of the multipolar world in South America is over. The US is back in control of its backyard, and China has quietly walked away with the profits. The question now is not about Venezuela. It is about the next move. If China gave up Venezuela so easily, what are they planning to take in return? This is Warzone TV. Subscribe because the real game has just begun.